Hi, I'm Tom Wolfe. Along with my wife Pam, we wrote the book Identity and Destiny, 7 Steps to a Purpose-Filled Life. Welcome back. We're talking about identity and its impact. Today we want to talk about how do you determine your identity. How do you get your identity in alignment with God's identity for you once you discover yours? Well, actually it's God's. And what are some of the benefits and changes that you can expect once you do this? So, the best thing to do to discover your identity, you're already doing. Do the Identity and Destiny program, the 7 steps. That's why you're here. You purchased the program. And I can tell you, it works. Now, what's it going to do? Well, let me give you a little illustration. When you go to the hospital and you get a CAT scan, it looks through your body. It looks at every element of your physical body and every operation of your organs. Identity and Destiny 7 Steps program is like a CAT scan of your mind, your will, and your spirit. Now the scripture says that you're made up of body, soul, and spirit. The body we don't touch. That's the CAT scan at the hospital. The soul is made up of mind, will, and emotions. We look at the mind, we look at the will, we don't do much with the emotions. And then we look at the Spirit of God living in us. So it's a CAT scan that pulls things together like nothing else you've ever done before in one place. It looks at your communication style. There's no good or bad communication style. We all communicate in different ways. There's no right or wrong. What you have to do is understand what your communication style is. What the strengths of that are, what the weaknesses of that are, how it impacts other people, so that you can be effective, more effective. It looks at your thinking style. Well, we're going to have challenges in life all the time. The scripture says that. But how we respond to them is different. And that's your thinking style. We all have thinking traps. What are the thinking traps that we step into? We all do mind reading. In other words, we interpret what we think somebody else is thinking about us. How accurate is that? We can't read minds. But we do it all the time. There's a thinking trap. We look at core values. The guidelines on the highway. The things that direct us in life. Are we living on our core values? What are they? What's the top 5? What's the one most important? We look at our strengths. We look at our weaknesses. We look at our gifts. What are our God-given gifts? What are our passions? And what are the needs underneath those passions? That's what we look at, all those things. Then we start to look at limiting beliefs, fears, and blocks. The stuff that gets in the way. Let's identify it. Let's align it with Scripture. We don't eliminate it. That's not our role. But we do give you a path to smooth it over so that it doesn't have the impact that it had before. We then go to God. That's one of the things that makes our program so totally different. We don't just look inside ourselves. I mean, if you want to go to see what something was made for, you go to the Maker. Well, we believe our Maker is God. So we go to God and we say, well, why did you make me? Who am I? How do you see me through your eyes? Why am I here? We go to Him and we ask Him to elaborate on all this information that we're gathering. Tell me more. Expand upon it. We ask Him for specification. Give me specific areas that I'm supposed to focus on. These are the things you want me to pay attention to now. And then we ask for validation. Is this right? Is this in alignment with your thinking, Lord? And He says right in the scripture, He'll tell you. We teach you disciplines to go and hear God. Believe it or not, He's talking to you all the time. We just don't listen. We're going to teach you how to listen. It's phenomenal, but you've got to do it. Remember that mantra? You do the steps, God does the rest. Well, keep doing the steps. He'll do the rest. Okay. So now, You do the steps, you go through the program, you get a crystallized identity statement. My crystallized identity statement is, I am a source of strength and focus. But lately the Lord's been telling me to take out the strength or the source. My identity and destiny statement is, I am a source of strength and focus. But lately the Lord's been telling me to take out the phrase source. He's telling me to say, I am strength and focus. When I say that, the hair stands up on my arms. To know that that's God's thought of me, that's what He wants me to be, that's energy, that's power. That's what you want. You want something with energy and power and juice. How do you align that with your life? How do you get that in there? How do you overcome the stuff that you thought before? Well, first thing you need to do is you need to say it out loud to yourself with enthusiasm and power. Every day, every morning, that's how you start your day. Then you write it on a card or you put it on a sticky note, put it in your wallet, you put it in your purse, and you say it out loud when you can, or you say it to yourself several times a day, and you think about it. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to imagine somebody who has the identity just like the Lord has given to you. And you're going to write out a whole paper, maybe 2 papers. What's that person like? What do they walk like? What do they talk like? How do they hold themselves? How do they respond to situations? So write down different scenarios. How do they respond at home when they run into a particular situation you might be dealing with? How do they respond at work to the situations that they might be dealing with their children, with friends, with finances? Write it out in as great a detail as you possibly can and ask the Lord to guide you. So that's the first thing and the second thing you're going to do. The next thing you're going to do is look for a model. Look for somebody who you think has an identity, internal identity, similar to yours. It would be somebody who probably acts, walks, talks, thinks, and responds the way you've written things out. For me, that was Ben Franklin. I've read his autobiography a couple times. I've read books about him. I just admire the guy. There has to be something there that attracted me to him. So, I like his humor too. It's not always just so straight. So anyhow, find a model, study that model. Bury yourself in reading and thinking about that. Every day you need to review how you did. How am I doing? What worked? What didn't work? Where do I need to improve? Where did I fall down? Review and improve, step by step. And you need to pray for wisdom and guidance. You need to pray for focus and strength. You need to pray for guidance from the Lord. He'll help you. He'll show you the way. He'll tell you. You can count on it. So that's how you get it into alignment. Now, that's not very hard work. This isn't some major behavioral change program. This isn't going to the gym and hiring a trainer to be yelling at you once a week or twice a week. This isn't a diet program that you stick to for a little while. This is some thinking stuff that you can do all the time. It's simple, but you're working on the root cause. And by working on that root cause, it's going to ripple down through all areas of your life. You're going to start to look back after 3 months or 6 months, and you're going to start to say, wow, look at the changes in my relationships. Look at the changes in my career, my finances, my health. Things are really starting to happen, and I haven't really been focused on them. All I focused on inside me is my identity. That's high leverage. That's the way you get real change in your life. So what are some of the benefits that you can expect? Well, first of all, you're going to have a plumb line. You're going to have something to compare to make decisions. Is this in alignment? Isn't it? If it's in alignment, you pursue it. If it's not in alignment, get rid of it. Then life is going to start to become fun. You're going to start to feel good in your own skin. It's going to start to become easy. The challenges are going to be energizing, not demoralizing. You're going to start getting up every day. You're going to start noticing things happen. You're going to be in the flow, synchronicity. Things start to happen that you go, wow, how'd that happen? Where'd that come from? You'll be noticing things you've never noticed before. Things falling into place. Unfortunately, they happen at the last minute a lot of times. That's the way God works. But you're going to notice changes. It's going to eliminate guilt and shame because you're going to have a level of confidence. You're going to have a level of self-acceptance like you've never had before. And that self-acceptance is going to get rid of a lot of guilt and shame that we all carry around. Anger, frustration, fatigue, these things start to go away because you get up in the morning and you're energized. You're energized to go live in the zone. See what's going to happen next. Frustration, dissipate. Sure, we're all going to have frustrating days. But your identity is so different. Your thinking is going to be so different that what frustrated you before won't frustrate you anymore. And anger is just reacting to unrealistic expectations or expectations that we shouldn't have. And when you have a true crystallized identity from God, your expectations start to change. And guess what? Your anger goes away if you have that. So, working on identity, you're going to see improved relationships over time, improved career, improved finances, improved health, just by working on one thing. Best way for me to communicate this to you is to share with you a testimony of someone who went through the Identity and Destiny program. So let me read it to you. Unfortunately, at 62, I need some help. Cheaters. Outstanding. Awesome. These words describe my experience with Identity and Destiny, 7 steps to a purpose-filled life. I've done several other purpose discovery programs, but none have delivered the impact of Tom's program. In just 3 short weeks, I've completely repurposed my life and my work focus. I no longer feel that I'm trying to drive a square peg, me, into a round hole. Amazing things are now happening quickly and easily. I'm having fun for the first time in years. Thank you, Tom, for helping find the long-sought focus for my life and work. I heartily recommend your purpose program to anyone seeking more focus and fulfillment in their life. So there you have it. Identity. It's that thing that's been impacting you and you don't even know it. Complete the program. Do the steps. Take the time to do the work. It's going to change everything in your life. Thanks for participating. Thanks for watching the videos. I look forward to your feedback. I look forward to a testimony similar to the one that I just gave you. Make it a great day. Live with passion. Live with purpose. Thank you.